Shabbat Shalom לכולם. ברוכים הבאים חזרה לבית ספר. Welcome back to school. So we have a little song about back to school, right? Okay, so we need everybody to stand up. We're going to read the words, right? Now we need you to sing with us. And we need you to stand up when we sing up. Okay, again. Daniel, Brandon, not here yet. So first we're going to sing all of us. Then I'm going to go like this, and we're going to sing with instruments. Okay?
So, I welcomed you all the other day on our first day of school, saying how wonderful it was to be here all together, and that's still the case. But this is special. Every first thing, again, is special, because this is our first Kabbalat Shabbat together. Some of my truly favorite time all week long at Checker are these Kabbalat Shabbat. And it's great to be with you all. It's great to see so many of your faces. I realize we're still waiting on some people, but what we do, one of the things we do during Kabbalat Shabbat is we talk about the weekly parsha that's written in the Torah. And it's a really, really important lesson in the Torah. So usually we talk about, especially the season, how good it is to be together, how we should be treating one another as friends. And we are all friends here. We have a lot of new friends to make this year, which is great. And how we treat our friends is really important. And the Torah has a lot to say about that. But what's really, really interesting to me about this week's Torah portion is that it's really not about how we treat our friends. It's actually about how we treat our enemies. He can say, when you go out to war against your enemies, what should you do? So my question to you all is this. I know you're all smart and think about this. Why would the Torah spend time telling us how to treat our enemies? After all, we don't really like our enemies probably. We don't want... Why does the Torah care how we treat our enemies? Wow, what a great thought. You never know when you might be able to turn your enemies into your friends, and when your friends could come from people we once had problems. I know too of me, some of my best friends came from people who I originally wasn't so fond of. So that's a fantastic point. What else? Are there any other reasons you can think of why the Torah would care to tell us how to treat our enemies or what we should do with enemies? You something else? Okay, what?
That's also because your enemies can either be jealous of you or they just want to become your friends and they just want to
Uh-huh. Great. What else? Do we have to be careful, do you think, around people who we might consider to be enemies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we probably do. Yeah. And the Torah actually tells us that. The very, very end of the Torah portion is about some enemies that we had a long time ago named Amalek. And the Torah is actually really strong in what it tells us about Amalek. It tells us to never forget what they did. What did they do? Well, they actually attacked us. They tried to hurt us from behind. We didn't know they were even coming, and they came to hurt us. And the Torah wants us to be really careful about that. It's a very fancy word, be vigilant. We have to be sure to always be looking out when people may be trying to hurt us. So the Torah is being realistic. It knows that not everyone always does want to be our friend. But it gives us two different messages at the beginning and the end of the parsha. One, at the end, be careful, keep your eye out. Remember what people do so you don't get into that situation again, because maybe you can learn from a bad experience you have with someone, how to turn that around and make it a good experience the next time. So the Torah tells us don't forget, but it also reminds us at the beginning of how important it is to treat our enemies fairly, with kindness, and moreover, to treat our enemies not exactly like our friends, but as if we were being kind to them. And why? Because the Torah So the Torah, I'm going to finish in 1 second. The Torah wants to remind us that we always have to be true to who we are, who our values are, what our parents want us to be, what we want ourselves to be. That's the most important thing. And we need to do that with everyone, not just with our good friends, but even with the people who might not be friends of ours. And I think right now, as we're getting ready for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, it's really important during the month of Elul to remind us that we always have to be true to ourselves and to what we believe to be right, and not to be influenced in a bad way by people who are trying to do us harm. Okay, so I wanted to bring that message to you, and I want you to also remember this season what it is that we stand for, and we stand for our Jewish values. So we're going to stand up right now to a shofar, as we do always during Elul every day, to get us ready for the shofar sound of Rosh Hashanah. And I asked you this the other day, and I get a lot of responses, maybe it'll be a little bit short today. What are the notes of the shofar that you hear? What are they called? What's the first one called? Tekiyah. What's the second one called? That's maybe the last one if you do it G'dolah, but what are the ones in the middle? Those are the ones, yes. Truah, yep, and other side. Yeah, we have that one, G'dolah, correct. What's the one that's a broken sound? 3. Shivarim, right? Shivarim. So we have one long sound Tekiyah, we have 3 broken up Shivarim, and then we have 9 broken up Truah. And sometimes we do Tekiyah G'dolah. They don't really have to do one on Elul, we can do a little one. So I want you guys to help me, give me the keys. So I want you to call, even though we don't usually call it, we'll take an exception. I want you to first call Tekiyah, I'm going to blow Tekiyah, then you're going to call Shivarim, I'll do a Shivarim, and then a Truah, and then if you want, we'll do a Tekiyah. Okay, so first call Tekiyah. What's the second one? Shivarim. That was the third. Okay, listen carefully. You should hear at least 9 little blasts, okay? Did you count 9? It was fast. Ah, there were 9. No, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good one. I promise. I've been doing this a long time. Good. Okay, and what's the last note? Have a great Shabbat and a great day, parents and students. Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, have a seat, and I'm going to invite I can hear you. Now maybe when the wall come this way, and if there's no more room there, please come out here in front. Ladies, come in front. Here. I think we need to stand up for this. Okay, let's see how much we remember. is a rule. There's a lot of rules, but one that's really important is that when you make a promise, Dr. Sobel, when you make a promise, we have to keep it, right? That's really important. So when you tell your friend, I'm going to call you, call them. When you say to your teacher, I'm going to read this book, read the book. When you're going to say to Imai Nama, I'm going to clean my room. When you're going to tell me, I'm going to practice, right? So keep your promise. So people who keep their promises always try to do the right thing, who always help somebody else. What do we call them? A mensch. A mensch. And do we sing something about that? What do we sing? Is waterproof, right? But you're not dimension two. And we are supposed to model, we are supposed to model, that's what we do, to show you how to be a mensch. And this person does every single day. In fact, I can tell you for sure, we wouldn't be here right now if this person was not the kind of person who always says, yes, I'm going to try my best. And when he says, I'm going to try my best, it really is the best. And we are so, so grateful that we say, repeat after me, Dear Gary.
Dear Gary.
Thank you.
You are our hero. Without Gary, we wouldn't be here, and thank you for even responding to my crazy text because I can't get the tambourines down. Thank you. Thank you. So, how do we feel? What's our last song? What is it? Let's hear it. Thank you.